Hi friends, Chris here. For a couple of episodes, we're going to be talking about everybody's favorite thing, change. Change management is something that can affect your workplace and teams in many ways, so it's important to take the right steps when you're going to implement a big change. Something that happens so frequently during change management is the tiny little pirate we like to call miscommunication. I've had the honor to lead several great teams through some really big changes, and something I learned the hard way is at the root of all miscommunication is a little thing called expectation. When we deliver information, subconsciously we expect the listener to pick up what we're putting down because we're all effective communicators, right? As a leader, oftentimes we think that our teams know more about the context of the situation than we have actually given them. This expectation is where things get lost in translation. I made a rhyme. Miscommunication is a barrier that often becomes a much bigger hurdle than it really needs to be during change management. Let's say you have a big change coming for your organization. Maybe it's an owner or manager change, a new software that you really need, or a policy or a new set of rules that are coming down the pike for your organization. And unless it's due to a catastrophic event, you've likely already been chatting with your peers and your coworkers and your teams about it a little bit. And what happens by nature is that we think that whomever we've already been casually conversating with about this will know more than we anticipate. And this expectation is where your miscommunication creeps in. It's important during change management to define the why and the steps, even if we think folks know what we're talking about. I learned about this the hard way early on when one of my strongest team leaders came to me during a change and she said, "Chris, we knew this was coming. We've been anticipating it. We've been excited about it. But now that it's here, we don't really know what it is or what we're supposed to be doing." I was shocked. I mean, after all, I'm a good leader, right? I'm a good, effective communicator, right? But that's when the light bulb really came on over my head. Maybe I'm not as effective as I thought I was. Just because we had been talking about it, more so casually, didn't mean that we had really defined its operational impact on our workplace. How it would be implemented, how we would train on it, and the results we intended to get out of this change had all been obscure to my team. So I want you to remember two things that are really important during change management. First and foremost is concise communication. Concise communication is the most effective communication. Don't think that your team knows about anything about what's going on so that you can be fully transparent when you're talking about it. Define the change operationally, which means break it all the way down. Be the instruction manual that your team would read when they first open the box, and please don't give them the IKEA version. Here's this thing that we've given you. It's a software. It's a new policy. How and when will it be implemented? We'll roll this out one department at a time, starting with XYZ department on Valentine's Day in December. Who will be impacted by this change? Sales only will be using this new software, or the clinical team will be driving this new policy, but everyone needs to know how this change will affect our organization and our customers. What will the training look like? Well, glad you asked. CST Navigation will be on site to implement the training and answer any questions that we might have. Where will the learning resources live after the training? What will the results of the change be? These answers will seem really evident to someone who's involved in the change at a higher level, like an executive director, an administrator, or a general foreman. And that's where a ton of miscommunications are born. Don't expect that your team knows anything. If you're at the starting point of this change, you have to map out the steps and the destination for your team with concise instructions. Start at the start. Don't give them this ambiguous treasure map with two palm trees crossed over each other and expect them to understand that that's X marks the spot. Something else that will really help answer questions that start crashing in is making a list of the benefits of the change. Show your team the WIFM. Last but not least, involve your workplace in the change by soliciting input, feedback, and ask them questions about how things could roll out more smoothly. Define what success is going to look like together. What will it look like when we've made it through this season of change? This involvement helps your teams to feel empowered and included in key decisions, which will help them to embrace the change and make it more positive for everybody involved. Remember, success in your workplace requires adaptability, collaboration, communication, and continuous learning. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe and leave us a comment below so we can navigate the seas of success together. Until next time, fair winds, my friends. Keep yourselves hoisted high.